If you walk into an Apple store today and buy an Apple TV 4K, you are walking straight into a $249 trap. Apple has quietly kept the price of their premium streaming box maxed out, right on the edge of a massive 2026 redesign. And the problem isn't just that a new chip is coming. The problem is that Apple is about to change what the Apple TV actually does. If you buy one right now, you aren't just buying older hardware. You're buying the last generation of a dumb streaming box right before Apple turns it into the brain of your entire living room. Here is exactly what Mark Gurman's newly reported delay means for you, why Apple is holding back, and how to avoid wasting your money before the 2026 refresh. Let's be clear. The current Apple TV 4K is not a bad device. It is fast. The interface is clean. And if all you want to do is watch Netflix, YouTube, or live sports, it does not feel slow. But that is exactly what makes this situation so tricky.
The next version of the Apple TV is not being built just to play 4K video. It is being built for local AI, a smarter Siri, deeper smart home control, and seamless ecosystem integration. Apple is moving this device from a simple streaming box to a home intelligence hub. Once that shift happens, the current 2022 hardware is going to feel like the safe, but ultimately outdated, choice. This brings us to the biggest rumored feature: Apple Intelligence. Now, Apple hasn't officially confirmed Apple Intelligence for the TV, but look at their playbook. Their recent AI features depend entirely on supported silicon, local processing, and sufficient memory. That is why rumors of an A17 Pro class chip are so important. If the next Apple TV gets that processor, it moves perfectly in line with the hardware Apple already uses for on-device AI. But what does that actually mean for your living room? It doesn't mean AI image generators on your TV. It means Siri might finally become useful. Imagine searching for a movie without repeating yourself 3 times. Imagine saying, "Show me that action movie," with the train scene and the older actor, and actually getting the right movie. Imagine Siri understanding your HomeKit setup without an awkward 10-second delay. Switching profiles, dimming lights, and pulling up camera feeds instantly. That is the real promise. Not AI for the sake of AI, but AI that makes your smart home feel less dumb. But here's the catch.
If the new Apple TV relies on this smarter Siri, the hardware is only half the battle. Apple could ship a faster chip tomorrow. But if the new Siri experience isn't ready, the product will feel unfinished. And that is why Mark Gurman's reported delay makes perfect sense. The hardware is likely in advanced testing. It might even be ready. But Apple cannot launch a new, powerful box if the software still feels like the same old Siri with a new sticker on the box. Waiting for the software to catch up is the bottleneck. And as a buyer, this delay works to your advantage. It gives you time to pause. Buying the current model at full retail price right now, just months before a major architectural shift, is terrible timing. Then, there is the hidden storage trap. Right now, Apple gives you 64 gigabytes on the base Wi-Fi model and 108 gigabytes if you pay more for Ethernet and Thread. For basic streaming, 64 gigs is fine. But if Apple introduces local AI models, advanced smart home indexing, and bigger games, storage becomes a serious bottleneck. Apple Intelligence requires space. tvOS requires space. When the 2026 model launches, a 64 gigabyte base model will be very hard to defend. A 128 gigabyte base model makes much more sense. But knowing Apple, a spec bump is the perfect excuse to keep the starting price uncomfortably high. So when the new one drops, don't just look at the chip, look at what they do with the storage tiers. Watch to see if Ethernet and Thread are still locked behind the more expensive model. The advertised starting price is rarely the price you actually want to pay.
As for the remote, a refreshed Siri remote with built-in Find My tracking is highly likely. Losing the Apple TV remote is a universal experience. If you can open your iPhone and have it point exactly to the couch cushion where the remote is hiding, that alone is a selling point for a lot of people. Just be aware, if it has advanced tracking hardware, replacing a lost one is going to be even more expensive. Finally, if the next Apple TV gets an A17 Pro class chip, it will absolutely become a better casual gaming machine for Apple Arcade. But let's stay grounded. It is not an Xbox. It is not a PlayStation. And tvOS is not macOS. Every Apple upgrade cycle creates a fantasy that this tiny black box is going to replace a console or a Mac Mini. It won't. It is an entertainment box first, a smart home hub second, and a casual gaming box third. Understanding that distinction will save you money. So, what should you do today? If your current Apple TV is working fine, do not panic. Sell it. A 2022 Apple TV 4K will stream beautifully for years.
But if you are in the market to buy right now, the strategy is simple. Do not buy the current model directly from Apple at full price. If you desperately need one today, look for deeply discounted retail stock at third-party sellers. Otherwise, wait. Wait for the A17 Pro chip. Wait for the smarter Siri. Wait for the networking upgrades. The next Apple TV 4K is going to be one of Apple's most important living room upgrades in years. It is no longer just about streaming video, it is about owning the intelligence of your home. Patience is the safest move right now. Would you still buy the current Apple TV 4K today, or are you waiting to see what the 2026 model actually brings? Let me know down below.